Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Mark from ProjectorScreen.com. And right next to me is the Focal Mu-so Hekla Atmos sound system, a system whose performance really surprised me because it looks like a soundbar. However, calling it a soundbar is like calling a Porsche commuter car. Technically, sure, it could play the role. Spiritually, no. So, inside this chassis, 15 drivers, 660 watts of amplification, Dolby Atmos processing, and the payoff, full spatial immersion. Plus, bass rated to 30 Hz with no subwoofer. And it's got a $3,600 price tag, which may sound high, but it's going to make a lot more sense by the end of this video. So here's the recipe. Focal, which builds speakers, makes the drivers. And Naim, which makes amplifiers and electronics, handles amplification, streaming, the works. And together, you get a full 7.1.2 Atmos immersive system contained in one aluminum chassis with 3 woofers, 2 mid-ranges, 2 tweeters, 4 side-firing drivers, and 4 drivers aimed at your ceiling. And every driver gets its own amplifier. Now, does this replace a properly installed Atmos system with real speakers behind you and overhead? No, but that's not the comparison. The comparison is to the room where such a system was never going to happen. See, most of the rooms in your home will never get an AVR-based multi-channel dedicated audio system. Usually, the rooms get Bluetooth speakers or soundbars. And most soundbars are best an apology for TV speakers. It's not a proper hi-fi audio system. The Hekla is aimed at those rooms. 1 box, 1 power cord, 1 HDMI cable, if you're even using it with a TV. And when it comes out, that's legitimate hi-fi. The Hekla also earns its luxury positioning before it even makes a sound. The chassis, brushed sandblasted anodized aluminum, and the grille, finely perforated metal. Plus the top panel has one of my favorite controls of the year. It's a rotary dial with touch controls, and it looks like an oversized watch crown. Now, one warning. The chassis is even deeper than it looks in photos. It's nearly 12 inches from the front to the back. And in soundbar land, slim is a feature. But in audio land, physics rewards a larger enclosure. So, give the Hekla a real credenza or a shelf to rest on. Don't count on wall mounting it. And a quick production note. For this temporary setup, we did put the Hekla on its own shipping carton. That's just to close the gap between the speaker and the screen. Now the setup, it starts with Focal's Adapt Room Tuning, which runs in the Focal app. And it actually skips the usual chirps and sweeps and bleeps of room correction. Instead, you point your phone's camera at the room. The app maps the Hekla, your seat, the walls, the ceiling, and then it tailors the timing and spatial rendering to fit. And I check the camera's distances against a tape measure. It's accurate to within inches. And once the process is completed, I toggled Adapt off and on, and I notice how the sound field snapped into focus. It's wider, more enveloping, more cohesive, better balanced after the adaptation. It's not a tone control, it's more like autofocus for the whole system. Now there's no remote in the box. Your TV remote handles volume over HDMI CEC, and the dial handles basic controls on a whim. But everything else lives in the Focal and Naim app. Now, before we go deeper, if you've got any questions about the Focal Mu-so Hekla, whether it fits your room, how it compares to a soundbar, or how it compares to a full component system, or anything else home theater related, hit us up at ProjectorScreen.com to talk to a real person with hands-on experience with actual gear, not someone reading specs from a browser tab. And if you're into projectors, screens, and audio gear that's tested in real rooms, like and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Okay, back to the Hekla. The app's killer audio feature is how it handles audio setting memory. Every input keeps its own sound mode and adjustments. So after a week, the system is all configured and knows what you want from each source. The Hekla gives you 5 listening modes: Dolby Movie, Dolby Music, Dolby Night, Sphere Movie, and Sphere Music. Between the two systems, Dolby is the relatively restrained one. It's tighter, it's more naturalistic, and it has an immersive sweet spot that's built for 1 or 2 listeners. Sphere is Focal and Naim's own immersive engine, and it leans hard on your sidewalls and your ceiling. It uses beamforming, it uses crosstalk cancellation, and it uses reflected sound. And its spatial envelope is larger. It covers a whole sofa, 4 or 5 people. Dolby, it presents the mix in surround. Sphere expands it further into the room. Sometimes that expansion is exactly what the material needs, and sometimes it's a bit too much spatial seasoning. You choose. It just depends on the content. So I started with music, because in my view, that's a real test. plenty of soundbars can fake their way through a movie, very few can hold up well to a good recorded song. So I started by listening with Twilight Circus Dub Sound System's album Horsey. And as a lifelong dub fan, I do not grade on a curve. Upmixed to Sphere, it was one of the more entertaining renditions of that record that I've ever heard on a system. Nothing from the mix was left on the table. Now, native Atmos, instead of upmixing, changes the equation. The Orb and David Gilmour's metallic spheres and color let the Hekla pull the classic expensive speaker system disappearing act. The sounds completely stopped coming from the chassis, and they just started appearing wherever the mix put them. Beside me, above me, around me, audio mirages with convincing specificity. And then I queued up Royals by Lord. Dang. Soundbar bass, that usually means an external sub doing some unsupervised things in the corner. A boom here, a blap there. Hekla's bass, although built in, is shockingly physical. It's deeper, grander, more visceral than I'm used to hearing from some systems that have external subwoofers. And it's still tight, nimble, articulate, and it's locked into the music. You don't just hear it, you feel it. And movies, that is where it all comes together, and the upfiring drivers earn their keep. This is where I want to talk also about my fellow apartment and condo dwellers, because the Dolby night mode is a real treat. It's one of the best night modes I've used. It doesn't just turn everything down. It shrinks the gap between whispers and explosions while keeping dialogue clear and the spatial field intact. And it dynamically adjusts to the scenes. And to test it, I watched Mortal Kombat 2 late at night in my high-rise apartment, and I managed to stay on speaking terms with everyone on my floor. For a house, night mode, it's a bonus. For an apartment or a condo, it's a necessity. And then I took the opposite extreme. I set it up here in a large 15 by 30 foot room in a house and blasted the volume. Hekla did not care. I played Gravity, a movie that remains a reference for Atmos. Drifting voices, radio chatter, deep mechanical thumps. Hekla passed, flying colors. Voices floated free of the enclosure. Small effects landed in believable positions around the room. Well, except for right behind me. The room was maybe a bit too big for that. And the race scene from Ready Player One, that delivered genuinely tactile bass. It was felt, not just heard, and the system reached real movie night volume without any perceptible strain. It behaved like a real surround sound system. One tip, Dolby Movie, that is my favorite mode for film. It's the most consistent in terms of balance, it has the most natural dialogue, but the Live Aid scene in the Bohemian Rhapsody, well, the stadium was just enormous when listening to it in Sphere mode. And also Deadpool and Wolverine, that flat out flipped my preference because it was grander, more bombastic. So you should try both because it just costs you one tap to find out which one you prefer. And games, well, that might be the sneaky best use case here. Forza Horizon 6 put me right inside the cars. Engine, wind, weather, all wrapped around the seat. True gamer sound. If your living room doubles as a game room, you should take note. So, do you need to add a subwoofer? I'm going to say probably not. And I don't mean that in the usual, as long as you don't expect real bass. Focal specs this thing to 30 Hz at -3 decibels, 27 Hz at -6. And in my testing, I connected a compact SVS sub through the RCA outputs, and I A/B'd that against the Hekla running full range. The difference was remarkably small. It was mostly the output level, and I got even that very close. The internal bass section was already taking care of business. So if you're building a dedicated theater and chasing that bottom octave from 16 to 30 Hz, sure, you can actually add a sub. You can even choose the crossover frequency. But for music and living room theater, you can save your money. I did put the Hekla on the bench, Room EQ Wizard, calibrated mic, tested all 5 modes, tone controls, LFE adjustment. Here's the short version. The controls do exactly what they claim, and my preferred -4 dB on the bass setting landed right where the listening said it should. And now the catch, because there's always a catch. There's no DTS decoding, and there's no analog input. So yeah, you're not going to hook up a turntable to this. And there's no remote in the box, no optional surround speakers, ever. And it's not designed to hang under a TV, it wants its own perch. Plus real side walls and a flat ceiling for the sphere bounced sound to work properly. So if your room is a glass box with a cathedral ceiling and one wall missing, the Sphere is going to have a hard time delivering on its promise. And those are real restrictions. They're also the design philosophy of high-end audio. Instead of bells and whistles, its core functions are executed at a high level. So, who's it for? Well, someone with a wall-mounted TV or a projection screen. Someone who values music as much as movies. Someone who wants Atmos without speaker clutter. In other words, people who have living rooms, TV rooms, condos, apartments, bedrooms, rooms where hi-fi systems never go. Is $3,600 a lot? Well, for sure. But now price out speakers, amplifiers, streamers, subwoofer, room processing, cables, and furniture for all that. And then price in the space a big system takes up. You could build something bigger, louder, and more precisely localized. I've built those systems many times. The Focal Mu-so Hekla is an all-in-one immersive system that I would choose as my primary music system. Not just tolerated as a compromise, it's a credible hi-fi, a convincing home theater rig, and a great example of where this entire category is headed. It looks like a soundbar. It behaves like a real system. That's the opportunity Hekla presents, so it's highly recommended. And I'm Mark Henninger. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next review.